Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bancorp South. Now, the Golden Eagles back into a tie for first in the West Division of Conference USA. They do it with an impressive 65-10 win on the road at Rice this past Saturday. And Todd, I don't know that everything worked, but you've been looking for one of those games where you kind of put it all together. That Rice game was about as close as you could get.
Well, we didn't start off offensively as fast as we would have liked. One of the first three possessions we had, we scored on, but then the next 9 times we had the ball, we scored, which is incredible when you think about that. Plus our defense giving up 58 yards at halftime, only I think 8 yards passing, and then to score on a fake field goal, and then we covered kicks very well. I thought it was as close as we've played a complete game as we have all year.
You had a big second quarter, 35 points to set a school record to take a 42-0 lead. Was there a sort of a turning point in there where you sort of felt like, man, that these guys are going to be hard to be able to stop us today?
Well, I don't know about that. We just ended up getting some big plays. I think we had a big 3rd down and 10 where Mike Thomas caught a ball and broke a tackle and weaved his way through and scored. And then we had another one, we threw a slant to Mike and he broke. And then the defense got a turnover in one play and we scored. And then to be able to, right before half, go 95 yards and get a big play to Casey Martin on 3rd down. Just felt like we got big plays. I think on the day we had like 21 plays of 15 yards or more, which is crazy. So we just got a lot of big plays, and our space players, we got them in space.
I know you talked last week about the Rice quarterback, Dreyfus Jackson, but we had 6 quarterback sacks in the ball game and never really let him get comfortable or let them kind of get into any kind of rhythm offensively.
Well, our D-line really got after them. And, right away, the first 2 plays of the game, I think they took shots at either corner. Our guys defended it well. When you get guys in 3rd down, we're awfully athletic up front. And I think the biggest thing is how do you affect the quarterback? And I thought our guys did that. They not only sacked him, but he got dinged up a little bit. And it's always a good thing when another team replaces their quarterback.
You got good production from your running backs again. Jalen Richard had a big, long touchdown run, 60-yard touchdown run. Ito Smith does what he does well. He runs it well, but caught a couple of touchdown passes. So good production out of that backfield.
Well, it was. And Jalen got nicked up a little bit, so Ito probably carried it a little more than we would like. But Ito's such a good space player. How do we get the ball to him in space? And then when Jalen came back after halftime, popped that long run and really kind of sealed it.
And it gets back to that offensive line. They're not talked about a lot this year, but Nick, I don't think he ever got to Nick, never knocked Nick down, and good job of protecting him and really opened things up for you.
Did a great job. We got the ball out of Nick's hands quickly, and they did a great job of protecting when we needed it.
And now you're back into a tie for first in the Western Division with Louisiana Tech. And this team does such a good job of doing what you want them to do. Don't look too far ahead. Look ahead a quarter, a game, but never a couple of games down the road. And they did a good job of that against Rice on Saturday.
They did. Not like I said last week. I don't really fear the bye week. I fear heading into the bye week. I thought our guys handled the bye week great, took care of their bodies, came back ready to go. We're excited about where we're at. And don't look back. Let's look forward at what we can be and how far we've come, and I thought our guys did that.
It was Southern Miss and the Rice Owls on Saturday out at historic Rice Stadium. Let's go back to Houston, Texas, and take a look at all the highlights. Martha signals and will take the snap, back pedals to throw. There's some pressure and got sacked. Back inside the 20-yard line. That was Xavier Thigpen sort of flushed him out of the pocket. Jabari Poole, I believe, got in there. Mullins takes the snap, looking, fires right sidelines, and it's going to be caught. Eagles make the catch at the 10, the 5, that's a touchdown, Southern Miss. Ito Smith coming out of the backfield. Mullins found him along the right sidelines. Smith took it away from the defender and fought his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Miss. Jackson takes the snap, drops the throw under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Back inside the 15-yard line. There were 2 or 3 Golden Eagles around him, and it looked like Draper Riley and Mike Smith. Antoine moves up to the line of scrimmage. Jackson under pressure, and Antoine got him for a quarterback sack. Antoine sneaking up on that defensive left side from the secondary, come racing in. Eagles get their 3rd quarterback sack. Now Nick takes the snap, looking to throw, fires left side, got a man. Casey Martin reaches up, makes a catch, and then stumbles out of bounds. Short field goal try for Broccoli. This will be officially, I think, a 23-yard. They're going to fake it, and the Eagles shovel it ahead, and they're going to get down towards the end zone. Is it a touchdown? It is. Touchdown, Southern Miss. Golden Eagles that time got it to Thigpen. They shoveled ahead to Pawpaw. Now the back, Dillard goes in motion. Jackson wants to throw it, and he got sacked again. Another sack by the Golden Eagles. Mike Smith and Brian Anderson team up on that quarterback sack. Mullins off the left hash, takes the snap. Look at the throw down the center of the field. That one's caught for a first down. And the Golden Eagles get it down inside the 30, down inside the 20, and it's going to be a touchdown, Southern Miss. Oh boy, the Eagles got it to Mike Thomas, and he made something happen. He broke tackle after tackle, and Thomas gets it into the end zone. A third down conversion touchdown for the Golden Eagles. Again, a three-receiver set. Mullins throws a slant over the middle. That one's caught, and the Eagles going to get down inside another touchdown. Mike Thomas caught it on a slant and takes it the distance. And the Eagles lead it 27-0. They can't find an answer for Mike Thomas. Rice trying to get anything going here, and they're going to look to throw. There's another sack. Elijah Parker coming off the defensive left side. Nobody put a pad on him. Again out of the shotgun. Jackson low snap. He dropped it. Ball loose. Eagles recover. He couldn't get on top of it. The Eagles did, and guess who? Pawpaw. Xavier Thigpen fell on top of that fumbled snap. Three receivers set. Mullins looking to throw. Slant over the middle. Caught for a touchdown. DJ Thompson catches it coming from the right side. And the Eagles strike quickly after the fumble recovery. Takes a snap. Looking for the first down throw over the middle. Got Casey Martin. Makes the catch. Breaks a tackle. Cuts back the other way. Left side at the 30. Martin at the 40. The 50. Cuts back again. Caught from behind and brought down. Mullins on first down. He's going to throw again. Looking and looking and looking. Scrambles out of the pocket. Throws upfield. Got a man. Caught by Ito. Ito Smith trying to get it in, and he does. Touchdown, Southern Miss. Great scramble by Mullins to get away from trouble. Good job by Ito to find an open spot. Mullins got it right to him. Handed off to Richard. Big hole up the middle. Jumps over a tackler. Breaks away for another. On the loose at the 35, the 30, the 20. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Jalen Richard. And the Eagles pick up right where they left off in the first half. A long touchdown run by Jalen Richard. And it's 48-0 Southern Miss. Mullins throws quick. And Ito cuts back inside, has some room in blocking. He's on the loose at the 40, the 30, and they might get him out of bounds, or do they? Yep, they finally get him out. So Schufert snaps it back. It's down. The kick by Broccoli is on the way. Well, it's long enough, and his kick is going to be good. So Broccoli for the field goals. Matthews with Thornton along his left side, and Matthews keeps it with a fake around the left side. He might score, and he does. Touchdown, Southern Miss. Tyler Matthews, that little read option, pulled it out of the belly of Thornton, took it around the left side. He is mobbed by his teammates as Matthews scores the touchdown. He play action fakes, looks to throw and got sacked. He didn't have a chance. Thornton is the running back, but Matthews to throw on first down the right sidelines, and a catch over the shoulder made by the Golden Eagles. Jordan Mitchell looked up, put the hands up at the last second, made the catch, and went out of bounds at the Rice 47-yard line. Matthews on third down at 10, takes a snap, looks and throws right sidelines, and it's going to be caught by Aaron, who breaks a tackle and scores a touchdown. Touchdown, Southern Miss. He got bumped by the defender. Looked like he might have stepped out of bounds, but he was bumped out. He came back in, caught the football, and takes it for a touchdown. And Southern Miss folks have won it today 65-10. Over the Rice Owls, 684 yards of total offense, 501 yards of passing offense today.
This edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Todd Monken is presented by Bancorp South, right where you are, and brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. We'll be back with This Week in Southern Miss Football right after this.
People ship all kinds of things
But what if that thing is a few 100,000 doses of flu vaccine
that need to be kept at 41 degrees.
while being shipped to a country where it's 90 degrees? In the shade.
Sound hard? Yeah.
Does that mean people in Laos shouldn't get their vaccine?
We didn't think so.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Thank you so much for this prestigious award. I would like to thank my friends and family.
Time for your homework.
Coming, Mama. As I was saying, I would also like to thank my educators for all they've done with me. Without them, I couldn't do anything.
And the winner of the first place award for small cities is Hattiesburg, Mississippi for the Education Initiative.
What are you doing back there, Haley?
Feeling like a winner.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bancorp South. Well, as you know, if you've been watching this show all year long, we always like to visit with one of our senior football players. Today it's senior linebacker Tarek Wright out of Gadsden, Alabama. And Todd, here's a guy who is one of those guys that's been around 5 years and been through the ups and downs, but started his career more of a special teams reserve guy. He's kind of worked his way into a starting role from time to time. And Tarek's just a guy that does a little bit of everything.
He does, and you nailed it, John. A guy that came here and on the 2011 team and won the conference, and then to go through the tough times the last 3 years, and then to see it come back. He's one of the few guys that stuck with it. One of the few guys that stayed around, kept battling. Already has his degree, and really has been a starter at times, and yet been a special teams guy and a backup, but really has embraced his role. And
he's a guy that, the kind of guys you like to have on a team, who's willing to do, you tell him I want you to do this, he'll do it, or this, he'll do it. He's a guy that's willing to do whatever it takes to help the team win.
He has, and again, he already had his degree. He didn't have to come back. He wanted to come back. He likes being around this team. He's a good person. And he's well liked and well respected amongst his peers.
He's done a nice job throughout his career at Southern Miss. Again, the senior linebacker out of Gadsden, Alabama, Tarek Wright, our guest today. Let's meet him up close and personal. Thompson takes a snap. He's looking left, now looking down the center of the field, and that one's intercepted by Tarek Wright. Wright, the interception for the Golden Eagles.
Well, the reason I came to Southern Miss is the unity when I first came in for the visit. And it really reminded me of home. Gadsden City, it really raised me the right way. And I thought when I came to Southern Miss and Hattiesburg area, I was gonna get the right way, learning the right way, and to work hard in everything I do. Well, the hardest challenge was finding out that there's more people out there with talent. You really just can't run over everybody. And when I came here, I really just had to put my hard hat on. And learning from the veterans like Corey Williams and Ronnie Thornton, they really taught me the right way of doing things. Well, the best advice that the older players gave to me when I first came here was that it's a certain time to play and a certain time to really put on your hard hat and get out there and get to work. And they just told us when we get here, when you're on the field, you have to go all the way in 100%. Well, I had plenty of mentors, including my mother, my father. My brother was a hard worker. He never played football, but like on the collegiate level, but he showed me like you really have to just get out there. And even if somebody's better than you, you can win without talent. You can win with work ethic. And including people that play football, Jarrell Harris, he was like treated me like a younger brother. And he went through the process. He's now playing in Detroit right now. And Dre Kirkpatrick was playing for the Bengals. They really just, you come and you show you have what it takes, and you have to give out the Gadsden City demeanor. Come and just be confident what you can do. The advice I would give to the younger people is don't get complacent. And your spot is a rented spot. So if you go out there and grind and you make your way and you have to pay for your position every day. So we pay for it and sweat. Go out there and you just get it and do the best you can every time you get on the field. I just finished up psychology in May, and I'm planning on going to grad school, probably on sports management. But I really want to stay with football. It's my first love. But if it doesn't work out, I really think I could work good with people, just trying to guide, being more of a mentor, and then also working in the business area of management.
Junior kicker Darren McCaleb's 34-yard field goal in overtime gave Southern Miss a 27-24 overtime win on November 8, 2005, as the Golden Eagles withstood a late Marshall Thundering Herd rally. Marshall tied the game with 8:32 to play on a 1-yard touchdown run by Ahmad Bradshaw at 24-24 and had a chance to win the game in regulation. But Jasper Falk blocked a field goal attempt, sending the game in overtime. In the overtime session, a Marshall field goal attempt hit the goalpost before McCaleb's 34-yarder gave Southern Miss the victory. A 27-24 overtime victory for the Golden Eagles on the road at Marshall on November 8, 2005 will always be remembered as one of the great moments in Southern Miss football.
Ready. Good. Understand what we're getting. Hey, biggest thing is if we get an indicator, communicate. He tells you, he gives you an indicator on it, there's a reason he's saying to watch it.
I've been lucky to have some really good influences and mentors in my life. When it comes to just dealing with people, is one of my first head coaches. His name is John Stiglmeyer. He's a head football coach at South Dakota State. Really taught me about relationships with players and understanding more than just their 40 time. It's a lot more than that. And then when it gets into coaching offensive linemen and the way that I try to prepare guys, there's really three guys in my life that really had a big effect. One is Jim Langer, who is a South Dakota State alum and is an NFL Hall of Famer that reached out to me and when he didn't have to and spent a lot of time talking about his experiences. Then his mentor that he had, his name was Monty Clark. Monty was the offensive line coach for the Dolphins in the early 70s and had a really good career as a head coach in the NFL. And Monty, he passed away a few years ago, but he's a really old school guy, but he really believed in the intellectual part of being an offensive line coach. And then most recently is John Benton, who's now the offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins. I've had players that have been in his program before, and I've stolen everything I possibly can from John. It's just he's a smart, intellectual guy, and that's probably had the biggest influence on me. My philosophy with coaching offensive linemen is that I want them to be coaches on the field. It's a difficult position to play because you have so many guys that have to work as one. If one of those guys looks bad or if one of those guys messes up assignment, everybody else looks bad at the same time. And so a lot of times it's preparing them for what we expect them to see on game day and then what might happen during the game day. One of the worst things that can happen is that you haven't prepared them to be able to make the adjustments. One of the best things that happen is that you prepare them so well that they don't have to wait to come to the sideline for you to make the adjustment. They come to the sideline and say, Coach, they did this and this, just like you said they might do, and this is what we did to be able to fix it. And that's one of the most rewarding things is when you give them the tools to be able to have success, and then they're able to recall that information. So much of that just comes to teaching, which is why I love offensive line, because there's so many techniques that they got to know. There's so many adjustments and scheme things that they need to know. And then also the physical aspect. It's one thing to do it. It's one thing to play chess. It's another thing to play chess when someone's trying to punch you in the head at the same time. And so it's that delicate balance of physical and smart. It's one of the funnest positions to coach. It's one of the funnest jobs in the world to have. For me, coming here and being a part of the black and gold, it's the tradition and the excellence that comes with it. Growing up, you hear all the different schools and stuff. I'm from South Dakota, so you don't always get a lot of schools that aren't from where I'm around. But there's certain schools that have always had that influence. And they talk the SEC schools and stuff around us, but people always knew who Southern Miss was. They're always on TV. They had that great big deal in the middle of the field that talked about anywhere. And they'll take on anybody. And when I took this job, it was amazing. I've taken other jobs. When I took this job, I had a lot more people hitting me up as soon as I took this job saying, "You're at Southern Miss." That's something that's really important down there. And it's just, you feel it in the fan base. You feel it in the people that have went to school here. You go out to these different deals. I'll go out to eat, and I won't even be in the state of Mississippi. I'll be recruiting down in Florida, and somebody will come by and say, "To the top." I mean, it's just, it's important.
Southern Miss fans, show your pride with real Golden Eagles gear from the official online store, shop.southernmiss.com. You'll find everything a Golden Eagles fan needs, from jerseys to sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of Golden Eagles products, including official team merchandise from Russell, when it comes to Golden Eagles pride, there's only one place real Southern Miss fans go, shop.southernmiss.com.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bancorp South. We're going to talk about what's coming up for the Golden Eagles. That's a matchup with the Monarchs of Old Dominion on Saturday afternoon at the Rock. But Todd, we just got done seeing a little feature we did on your offensive line coach, Luke Meadows. Talk about how you sort of found Luke. You were going to make a change there, and you found Luke. He was down at Florida Atlantic. What attracted you, or what sort of stood out when you talked to Luke Meadows about joining your staff?
Well, they came up here and played, and I really thought their O-line played well. When I watched them run the football and do the things you want an O-line to do, they did. And so it just kind of happened that, with the unfortunate situation down there with Carl Pelini and the staff, I thought, well, maybe this guy might be a guy we want to take a look at. And he came in and he killed the interview. I mean, he flat out, you talk about detail, organization, how to coach the position, how to motivate players. It was obvious, and we interviewed a number of guys, that he was the guy we were going to go with. And he had the opportunity to stay at FAU and chose to come here and be with us, not knowing what the future held, not knowing at that moment. He came after we won one game. And so he put a lot of faith in us and this university, and he's done a great job.
You mentioned it. He's a detail guy, and I think he goes to those offensive linemen, and it sets the what he wants them to do, sets it very high, a high threshold, and goes out there and expects them to do the types of things they need to do.
Does a great job of formulating a run game plan and a protection plan, and knowing the strengths and weaknesses of the guys in his room. And it's been invaluable, obviously, the first year, but then the second year. Having him a second year, our guys feel more comfortable. We had everybody back, and it shows. I mean, we're better offensively, primarily because of up front.
All right, Old Dominion comes in to play the Golden Eagles on Saturday afternoon. This is a ball club that's, new to playing Division I football, but they were a team in the old 1AA that was really a good football program, made it to the national playoffs a number of times. What stands out when you see this Old Dominion team on tape?
Well, first of all, Bobby Wilder's done a great job. They lost their quarterback from a year ago, but you just go back. They have a lot of those guys back, where they beat Louisiana Tech and beat Rice, two teams that competed for our division championship last year. They're 5-5, coming off a 2-game winning streak. So they're a good opponent. I mean, we're going to have to be at our best. And again, they're trying to get bowl eligible. We're the ones that got to keep them from getting there.
Are they a team that would rather throw the football, run the football? What's sort of been their MO this year?
They're similar to us. If you look at their stats, they'll throw it probably anywhere from 35 to 40-something times and run it the same amount. I think they'd like to be balanced. They've moved the young man from receiver to play quarterback, so they're doing a little bit more QB run stuff. But But, you know, it's our job at home to make him uncomfortable, but they want to be balanced.
Hey, we've got, of course, the home game on Saturday. It's the final home game, well, maybe not, but at least scheduled right now, the last home game for Golden Eagles seniors. Talk about those guys as a group and how special that'll be and how important it is to have a great crowd on Saturday to honor not only this team, but those seniors who are finishing up.
No doubt. You know, let's talk about our fifth-year guys that, you know, redshirted when they won the conference, but then to go through what they did, and there's not many of them. And then our fourth-year guys that really never ever tasted that they came here based on the thought of what this program was built on, and that was success. You got a great school, consistent winner. And so what it means that this is an unbelievable teaching tool for our young guys that have stayed with it, that, you know, you don't always get what you want, you get what you deserve. And our guys deserve this. They deserve this year, the guys that stuck with it. And we need a great crowd this weekend to support not only our team, but those seniors that stuck with it.
All the guys that play football over the years for Southern Miss matter and have made great contributions. But I think that group of guys that came here in 11 and have gone through all the things they've gone through and stuck it out are going to be guys that we'll remember for a long time, that they cared enough to stay here and help kind of get it turned around.
Without a doubt. You know, it's human nature is to take the easy way. And these guys didn't. They fought human nature. It's hard to work and compete without knowing the results. That's what our guys have to do every week, is to give everything they've got, lose themselves in a team. And sometimes the result isn't what you want. That's coaches, players alike. And those guys did it. They stuck with it. And I'm happy for them.
And not to look ahead, but this is a big game. It's a race now to the championship. That's the goal at the start of the year, and this is the next one, so that makes this the biggest game of the year.
No doubt. We're in the playoffs. I told them that before. I mean, last week was our first playoff game. You want to be conference champs, don't lose. It's the same way this week. You want to continue. Let's win this week, and then we'll go to next week. But the most important one is Old Dominion this weekend.
All right, well, congratulations on the win out at Rice. Let's go get another one on Saturday.
Thanks, John.
All right, the Golden Eagles and the Monarchs of Old Dominion, 2:30 on Saturday afternoon at the Rock. It's sellout Saturday. Let's fill up the Rock for the Golden Eagles and Old Dominion on Saturday. Don't forget, a Golden Eagle hotline Monday nights at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Hattiesburg. Come on by, visit with us, talk a little Golden Eagle football. That'll do it. Have a great week, everybody. See you next time with another inside look into Golden Eagle football.
This edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Todd Monken has been presented by Bancorp South, right where you are, and brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. This has been a presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.